All right. Welcome to episode 1 of The Man I'm Becoming, an exploration of the elusive self. And today I'm going to be making a video responding to a question that I received from a Facebook friend. And his question was, how do I consistently enjoy the present moment? And this question is first of all, a really awesome question. And second of all, it's one that I'm really interested in, and one that I've been asking myself for, many years of my life, trying to figure out how to enjoy the present moment. And I'm just going to share my personal experience with what I had to do and what changes I had to make to be living more or less in a state where I'm enjoying everything that's happening around me, right? In every moment that I'm in, there's just this feeling of enjoyment. I'm just happy all the time, everything that's going on. And here's the two things. I've narrowed it down to two things that have been the biggest game changer. And the first one is I had to look at my belief systems, all right? What kind of belief system was I operating in? Because first, you got to understand that your belief systems create your reality, right? So here's a story that I really love to tell, and that really helped open my eyes to the power of the belief system. So it starts out, there's these fish. Okay, picture Nemo. Nemo's the best movie. It is literally the embodiment of this parable, right? So the fish are down in the bottom of the ocean, and one day Nemo gets caught and he gets hauled up this line outside of the ocean, right? And basically he sees this world above the ocean level that he's never seen before. All this stuff, this oxygen, people, boats, buildings, earth, right? Something he's never seen before. And eventually he makes his way back down into the ocean. And I don't remember exactly how Nemo ends because it's been a while since I've seen it, but I'd imagine, and I'm pretty sure, he probably was telling people about what it was like above the ocean, right? All these things that people have made and that the earth is doing above this world of water, right? And no one down there is going to believe him, right? Because they haven't been pulled out of their belief system. They've lived their whole entire life under the water. They've never seen anything beyond the surface, right? So it doesn't matter how many people come down like me. This is what I'm doing. I'm coming down, I'm sharing my experience of what is on the above the surface, so to speak. And none of the fish really want to hear it until one by one they get plucked out, right? And these fish that get hauled up, they're going to see this new world that they were never open to. And what that's going to do is shift their belief system, because all of a sudden there's more to the world than they thought before, right? So in a way, that's what you have to do to yourself. You have to ask, what underwater world am I living in? What belief systems am I living in that are creating the reality around me, right? And one of the biggest ones in terms of creating a life of enjoyment in every moment is, do you believe that happiness is a privilege, or do you believe that happiness is a choice? Because those two things are going to drastically affect how you operate day to day. For example, if you believe that happiness is a privilege, you're going to base happiness on the events that happen to you, right? Good things happening, bringing joy. Good people bringing joy. Events that basically carry this emotion and deliver it to you. Whereas on the other hand, if you start living in the belief system and operating in a world where happiness is a choice, it doesn't matter what happens to you, because in every single individual moment, you get to choose to be happy. You get to take back control of your life and change your belief systems and your operating module within your mind to create the reality that you want and create moments that are happy, right? But here's the next challenge. How do you then instill that operating system, so to speak, into every moment of your life, right? That's like the next challenge, is being able to actually bring that into every moment in your day-to-day life. And what I've found, forgot my water bottle. Just gonna grab some water. What I've found that really helps me bring that into a day-to-day moment, one, is putting things in perspective, right? So we kind of operate in this underwater world where that's all we see. It's the only perspective we see. We're just blind to the multiple perspectives that are available. The Grateful Dead said it, wake up to find out that you are the eyes of the world, right? Well, you only have two eyes, but how many people are there? There's over 7 billion people on this planet. So try for a moment imagining the world through someone else's eyes, someone that has less opportunity than you, someone that's not living in America, if you're in America and you're watching this, right? We live in a land, regardless of all the fucked up things that are happening, we live in a land so full of opportunity and diversity and options, and the ability to really create the life that as an individual we want to create, right? There's other people in this world that don't have that opportunity. They can still choose to be happy, right? Because it's all within your mind. It's not the reality, it's what you're creating in your mind. But you got to put into perspective just how truly fortunate you are to be where you are, right? And aside from just comparing it to other people's lives, take a look at the earth as a whole, right? I mean, I like to think of it as spaceship Earth, right? I've always been calling it spaceship Earth because that's what we are. We're on this giant planet. I mean, look at behind me. There's a river flowing, there's rocks, there's trees, there's green, there's sun, there's things you can't even see that are happening that make this possible, right? And that's incredible. So when you start to slow down and take a deep breath, right? And just look around and understand that everything around you is a miracle. I mean, when you start thinking about things like that, it is so difficult to complain and worry and not enjoy what's happening, because the bottom line is it's a miracle that it's even happening in the first place, and you should be joyful and happy and fortunate and thankful and grateful and all of these adjectives that come to mind that just make you live this full life, right? Is putting things in perspective, okay? There's no reason not to be happy and enjoy every moment, but sometimes it's hard and you get caught up in other things. The biggest thing for me is just take that deep breath, right? Just breathe it in. Breathe all that shit in, right? Enjoy it. Take a breath. So you got your belief systems. You got to change those up. Think about enjoying moments as a choice, not a privilege. Doesn't matter what's happening to you. Car can break down, can still be happy, you know? Win the lottery, can be happy. Lose the lottery, still going to be happy. Lose a finger, well, what are you going to do? Complain about it the whole rest of your life? Probably not. You're going to learn to adapt without that finger and still choose to be happy because it's a choice. Like I said, that second thing, just put things into perspective, right? One of the favorite things that I say is a saying that I have, which is today is the greatest day. Today is the best day ever, and I get to live it every day. And what that means to me is that every day that I wake up, it's the best day ever, right? And that's going to happen every single day. It's today, but it's every single time I wake up. It's happening all the time. So, you know, I like to think about that. I tell myself that every day when I wake up. Today's the best day ever, and I get to live it every day. And then I get to create that best day ever, right? I get to choose happiness. I get to choose being fortunate. I get to choose being grateful. I get to choose to have a good attitude. It's all choices. And if you're not making conscious choices, you're going to default to your habits. And your habits are in direct correlation to your belief systems. That's where it all starts, is your belief systems, because your belief systems determine your habits, which determine your reality. Because in those moments where you're not making a conscious choice, you're going to default to what's automatic, and those are your habits that you've built up day to day. That's why I keep talking about this. You gotta be on top of your daily habits. You gotta create a daily routine, whether it's a thought system, writing, you know, whatever it is, just to be conscious. Live consciously with intention day to day. And then you're going to notice that every moment's magical. Everything's a product of what you want to make it, right? There's no set rules on this planet, right? It's all in our minds and what we want to create in the day that we live. So that's my personal experience, the way that I've learned to deal with it and just enjoy everything that's happening around me on a day-to-day basis. Just breathe it in, baby. Love it. Love everything around you, because it's a miracle that it's even here, all right? So that's my personal experience. Those are my 3 things to make sure that you enjoy every moment. Just finished up work, and I'm going to go on to doing awesome, more fantastic things that I'm just stoked to be doing day to day, because that's what it's about. It's all in your mindset. Thanks, guys.